What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Sanctuary of Satisfaction for this week's episode of It's Not Just Life Changing, It's Also Lunch Changing. It's been a whole meatball type show in the Bronx this weekend. We had an 8-1 Braves. Now we had an 8-3 for the Yankees. Today, we're doing nothing, but we're just going to throw out some Grand Slam meatballs all day. My meatball subs are coming right at you, so we're going to put these TDs in your face. I'm TD. It's TD's Boom Barbecue, baby. All right, man. So after a long weekend, well, not really a long weekend, but if you were watching the Braves and the Yankees over the weekend, yeah, it kind of was a long weekend because all we had was 8-1, 8-3. We had a lot of meatballs given up in those games. So what I'm going to do, this is going to be a real quick, easy weeknight recipe. Your kids love it. My kids love it. You can tailgate with it. The possibilities are almost endless when it comes to these. If you want to make your own meatballs, feel free, make your own meatballs. One thing that's always great is to make your own meatballs, but I like to use the frozen ones when I'm in a pinch. And these are an Angus beef meatball. So they're all Angus. And so what I'm going to do here, I like to put them in here and we're going to hit them with a little bit of fat just so that way they kind of sear up in this pan. All right. And then I'm going to put them back on the grill here for just a moment and get these meatballs nice and seared up. We're going to fry them up. They're not going to take much. They're frozen meatballs right out of the freezer. And we're going to put them on there for just a couple minutes or so. Sometimes if you want, you can put the meatballs in there and then you can add the sauce to it and then let it go for about 20, 30 minutes or so. I'm going to do it a little faster because I want my meatballs to have that crust on there because that's what we do here at TD's Boom Barbecue. It's all about building the crust. All about building the crust, right, everybody? Right, Robbie? Speaking of building the crust, we're going to build up the crust on these Grand Slam meatballs. And Robbie's got some pretty cool fun facts and stuff that we've been chatting about this baseball games that have been going on this weekend. So what's up, Robbie?
What's going on? So yeah, meatballs kind of coincides with what both pitchers have been doing.
Exactly. That's like the past two games just been meatball fest after meatball fest. So here's one thing that I like to do. I got a little bit of butter here that while my meatballs are searing up in there, I got a little bit of butter here. I'm going to melt this butter a tiny bit so I can put it on my buns and get my buns nice and buttery, toasty buns to go with these. So we got 4 people here at my house today. So we're going to have to make 4 of them. And Robbie is not here, but I'm going to have to make 4 meatball subs. All right. And so let's see here. Now, one of my favorite meatball subs when I was in college, there was a place down the street from where we went to college. And it was called Angie and Jimmy's. I'm not even sure if it's still there anymore, but it was a pizza and sub shops, and they had badass pizzas, badass wings, and their subs. And their subs were so massive that they were cut in half, and you had to take that thing from the side. You could not hold it like this and head on. You had to just start taking it from the side and eating it from left to right as a sub sandwich versus just taking it down because they were huge. And they had the meatball sub had 3 meatballs on it, and each meatball was like the size of a freaking softball, man. It was this big. So you had to not only cut it in half, which 1 meatball and a half on each side, and then not only did you have to cut it in half, you had to actually cut it in half again to get down the other meatballs. It was almost like a meatloaf sandwich, but they were fantastic. So you ever had meatballs like that, Robbie, where they were big, giant meatballs?
Not that damn big, but I've had some.
Yeah, right. So let me grab my knife here. This is a pretty quick little trick that I do here. Oh, let me grab my butter before it before it starts to boil, because I'm sure it's already melted. Yeah, it definitely is already melted. And my meatballs are getting some nice sear on them. I will move the camera in just a moment out here to the grill. So this is some melted butter here. Whew, that is hot. Don't touch it. That's my biggest problem, is touching shit that's hot. I love to touch hot shit. It always happens. So what do we got here? One thing that I like to do on these are sausage rolls. And these make great meatball rolls, for meatball buns for this. And what you do is you can just take your fork and you're going to make a rectangle cutout in the middle of these buns. You're going to take this right out. And the thing is, you're not going to take it out, but you're going to take your fork. Oh, I got it through it. You got to get through the crust. And then you're going to push it down. All right.
Oh, like a little boat.
Yeah, we are. We're going to make little boats. We don't want to smash the bun. All right. That's the whole point of breaking it up around the side. And if these buns sit out in the sun or the dry New Mexico air that we have here, they start to get a little flaky, which is fine because we're going to toast them up and they're going to be even better. So here we go. Just like this. All right, just like that. Put that down. See that? That's how we got to do them all. All right, so let's go ahead and keep doing these. We're going to go one more time here. Just like a little boat, you want to break through the crust on the top. And now feel free to use chicken meatballs. You can fill these up with pulled pork and barbecue sauce. We have done that before. And done pretty much any kind of sandwich that you would like to do. This is definitely a good one right here. A great way to do it as well. And plus it keeps the bottom. And this is one thing that I like about using it as the meatball sub is it keeps the bottom really sturdy on your meatball sub. So therefore the marinara and stuff doesn't seep down and seep into too much into your meatball. So take your fork and make your little, let's see, what would this be? This would be the strike zone. This would be the strike zone in most major league parks, except this weekend. Not this weekend in the Bronx, right? This weekend in the Bronx was like an Angel Hernandez strike zone, right? They're just letting everybody fly. I wonder what the humidity there is in the park right now. The humidity and the barometric pressure, because that definitely affects. That's one of the reasons why they hit so many home runs in Colorado, is because of the altitude. So therefore, the barometric pressure and the humidity causes the ball to travel further.
Yep, warmer weather.
Yeah, is that what it is? So they probably got some really nice weather there in New York this weekend.
91 degrees in New York, 2 mile an hour winds, 0 chance of rain.
Okay, 90 mile an hour. Okay, hold on. 90 degrees and 2 mile an hour wind.
Yep.
Dude, 2 mile an hour. When do we ever see 2 mile an hour wind?
I don't know.
Never do we see 2 mile an hour wind. It's either 10 or like 50. That's how I feel. All right. So we got a good one here.
The Braves
These ones kind of split.
3-0.
Braves up 3-0. Let me guess. So Zuna with the homer.
No. They only had that one homer earlier.
Oh, and that was Jared Kelenic.
That's
who is now taking over.
That's 8 home runs this series.
So 8 home runs this series with the Braves and the Yankees. All right. So here we go. I got a little bit of oregano here, and I'm going to take this oregano and I'm going to mix it in with that melted butter. All right. Just a little bit of the oregano in with the melted butter. And then I'm going to brush it on the inside and on the outside of our buns here. All right. We're going to make a mess. We're making a mess. And now normally you don't have to butter your buns and put them in to toast them if you don't want to. I am, because I think it's going to turn out a lot better today. I haven't actually done too much like this. Normally I put the meatballs in it now, throw them in about 400 degrees and let those let that cheese and everything melt right there. So let's move that camera out to the grill and let's get that over there for right now. And we will get ready to finish up these meatballs. Not get ready to finish up because it's going to be a little longer than that. There we go. How we doing? Everybody still there? Did you see the camera switch, Robbie?
Yeah, we're good to go.
Okay, cool. I just didn't know. I couldn't think of anything more. All right, so look at these meatballs. Getting some nice sear on them. You guys see the sear on these meatballs? How good does that? How good do they look? All right, that's hot. Still hot. And here we go. Now I'm going to take my buns and I'm going to put them over here. Now this side over here is going to be a little bit lower. It's not, the grill is only on, so it's just going to be some more heat. And then I'm going to take my sauce here. And now feel free to make your own pasta sauce. Feel free to use whatever you want. But today I'm using a nice roasted garlic sauce. And it's really, really hot in there. Like I said, I want it to be hot because we're going to cook these things ultra fast. Now we are frying up that sauce. You turn my heat down here. Yeah, there you go. I can smell that garlic and everything inside there. That is going to be some good. That is going to be a good meatball. So there's somewhere out there right now, there is some Italian losing his shit. It's probably my buddy Tony.
Or your buddy Luigi.
Yeah, that's my little brother. My little brother Luigi. All right, so we're gonna let that go for just a moment. Let these buns get a little bit of toast on them, so that way our marinara doesn't seep into it too much. Clean this off.
Hey,
what's up?
Speaking of Luigi, reminds me of Mario Kart. Are you a gamer?
I used to be, man. So I'm an OG gamer, actually, dude. So like, yeah, you guys can tell your kids about this, dude, because I mean, I'm not like the OG like Atari 8600, but I did have one.
Yeah,
I did have one.
Commodore 64.
What's that?
Commodore 64
so
and television.
Yep, exactly. So I did have one. I did have one when I was a kid, but yeah, Nintendo, all that stuff. I did have a PlayStation, but when I was in my early 20s, yes, I played a lot of video games while working with Toyota. Not during the time, but that's what I did when I got off work. And at one point, so it was Halo, Gears of War, possibly one of my favorite games of all time, but the greatest game of all time to me is BioShock. It was a game of the year like in 2007. I want to say, so it was a long time ago, almost 20 years ago. That's crazy, man. That these games were that long ago. And yeah, so I was an Xbox gamer, man. Xbox gamer. What about you?
So over in our house, it's PlayStation. We do have one Xbox, but the boys are PlayStation guys.
I got you. I'm going to flip these over because my heat's coming from the bottom just to get a little bit more of my color on these buns. And then we're going to put a little bit of cheese in them. We're going to get them rolling. So let's turn this up again. Now that we're not frying up our sauce, we want it to simmer these meatballs for another few minutes. Now, if you want to let it simmer all day, go ahead. Like I said, these are meant to be quick and easy ground meat. You want these up to 155 or higher. We are at 135, so they're going to be done here pretty soon. And I'm going to take my buns off the grill because they should be warm enough at this moment. Should be toasted enough at this moment. Close this and let's let those finish up. And let's see how our buns. Oh yeah, these are nice and toasty. Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Oh no, I think I suck. Yeah, see? Look at the toast on those buns. How good does the toast on those buns look? See what I mean? Just a nice little toast. We just want to get that butter up there.
So anybody else
right.
out there that's watching, anybody a gamer, PlayStation, Xbox, what's your choice? What's your favorite game?
Who's it doesn't matter what you play on, man. That's one thing I'd like to know. What do you play on? What was your favorite game? What did you play on? So yeah, dude, so like here's another thing. All right. I am like the original Xbox Live generation. So since Xbox Live was available, I have had a paid Xbox Live account and up until about 2 years ago. And maybe a year and a half or so ago, and then we let it go. So for the first time in my life, I let go of Xbox Live for the first time. So I don't game anymore. I don't really game anymore. So, but I do have plans one day to sit on the couch all day and just go back through and replay the entire BioShock series, because I just want to sit there and do nothing one day. But who knows when that day is going to come, right? So what about you, Ed? What was your favorite game?
Oh, I like anything that involves shooting. I've played all the sniper games. I think there's 4 of them. So there's all kinds of missions, a lot of Call of Duty.
Like, isn't it like American Sniper or like Spec Ops or something like that? What was it called?
Sniper Elite.
Oh, okay. All right. I was thinking like Siphon Filter, stuff like that, man. But I see what you're talking about, Sniper Elite. So what console is that on?
PlayStation.
Oh, PlayStation. Nice. All right. I got you. So you liked all those first-person games, like first-person shooter or third-person?
I like first-person. I don't do that online getting pissed off at each other as a team. So we got Clay who's commented he's Nintendo Switch for now, but has done Super and Nintendo 64.
Superman and it's.
We got somebody named Ashley. She's a GameCube Mario Party.
Yeah, I know who that is. I know who that one is. There was a couple times we busted that out and played some Mario Kart with the kids and stuff. Whenever we had our camper, we used to have the like that little mini Super Nintendo that was loaded with like 150 games. And like, dude, you would not believe. And it was so funny because I remember growing up playing Street Fighter. And if you grew up as a dude playing Street Fighter, and you had friends that you went over to their house and played Street Fighter with, most likely at some point in your life, you were no longer friends with them, because Street Fighter caused you to actually turn into a lot of fights with your friends. Because that's how I remember everyone you played Street Fighter with. You're just pushing buttons, and it would just piss everybody off, whatever. But yeah, dude. So, and the funny thing is here 40 years later, I'm watching kids do the exact same thing over Street Fighter, dude.
Oh, yeah.
They're sitting there ready to kill each other because Street Fighter, they're like, no, you're just pushing buttons. You can't just do the same move over and over and over. Oh, dude, it was so funny. And I'm like, God, this is amazing watching a new generation of kids have the exact same problem.
But if you knew the cheat code XXXX square square XXXX.
The Konami code.
Hey, Ashley said you guys still have all those old systems.
Oh, I know, because I won't let her get rid of them. Like, I'm like, no, we have to keep these bad boys. I'm like, nope, we have to keep them. All right, so my buns here are just about ready to put the meat in. I'm about ready to put my meat between those buns. All right, so let's get these meatballs off of the grill. We should be, what time are we at here? We about 20 minutes? Yeah, so these have been on for about 15 to 20. Let me make sure they're right at the temp that I need, that I want them to be at. Oh, they are nice and tender, 160 degrees. My sauce is getting nice and pretty, nice and thick enough that we're going to have a decent sauce here. All right, so I'm going to turn all these back down to low, and I'm probably going to turn these two, you know what? I'm going to leave this one on low. There we go, that one on low. And I'm going to turn these two off because this is where I had my buns earlier, and I don't want any more heat to come up. I just want the heat from the grill. So we're going to go from here to here, so it's going to melt that cheese. All right, so let's get these bad boys off the grill here. Here, let's get these. Oh, hold on. I better get 2 gloves because I know what's about to happen. By the time I get over here, it's going to be too hot. Almost. Whew, I can feel it coming through that glove. All right, guys, closing the grill. Gonna let this thing stay up to some heat, and let's go change everything around real quick, and then we'll come back and get ready to melt up that cheese. This is the most important part of everything at the moment. So you guys see, I'm switching my camera around, so I apologize. I thought I had this thing tight enough that it wouldn't swivel, but apparently I have screwed that up. All right, so we got our buns. You see our buns? Look at how nice and toasty these buns are. Let's get a real good close-up of this. See that inside there? That's where we're going to fill our meatballs, inside this little cavity here. Grab my tongs. So first off, one thing I like to do is now when you think meatballs, when I think meatballs or like an Italian type stuff, what I like is let me see here. I like pepperoncinis and oregano. That's just kind of how the things go with me is pepperoncinis, oregano on your meatballs or whatever it is that you're looking for. So what I'm going to do here, let me grab my cheese. We got the cheese. And you don't ever forget the cheese. And this is going to be an Italian 5 piece. I decided to get a little fancier today than just mozzarella. All right, so I'm going to take some cheese and I'm going to put it inside all of my buns here as like a little bed for our meatballs. All right, so just enough cheese. And like I said, I am going to end up making a little bit of a mess on there. All right, so we got that, some cheese in there. Lay that in there. And then I'm going to put a couple pepperoncinis in each one because I know everyone in my family loves I'm sorry, I say pepperoncinis. Yeah, pepperoncinis, mild banana peppers, whichever it is, however you want. Pepperoncinis are actually whole, but I still love these as pepperoncinis. All right. So another thing too with these, like that pot roast, like that Mississippi pot roast, everyone in my family really likes that shit too, especially whenever I put the pepperoncinis in there, and I put a lot.
That's us. We do that Mississippi pot roast like once every 2 weeks. And
yeah, 2
crock pots. That's how much we need. And then we pour pepperoncinis in both of them.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, dude. And I save we always end up having like an extra jar of pepperoncinis because there's still not enough. So when it's done, everybody adds pepperoncinis to it as well on the top. And I just serve mine over rice, like white rice, plain white rice on that like Mississippi pot roast. Just plain white rice, man. That's what I do. And then usually when it's left over, we turn it into burritos. So like white rice, burritos.
Dude, while you're getting ready to play with your balls there,
yeah.
April from Wichita Falls sent something in earlier this week. What is the biggest combo pack available through your store?
Oh, the biggest combo pack available through our store would be the Everything You Want bundle. The Everything You Want bundle is 9 products. So that's going to be your 4 barbecue sauces. And 5 of your rubs, your sweet barbecue, your carne sutra, and your zesty taco with your your 3 chili cilantro and your habanero honey mango. And it ships for free. It ships for free from the website. It is a gift pack. It gets special wrapping, but it is a gift pack you can send to anyone, or it is what can get you started with the TD's Grill and Barbecue line of products. So thank you very much, April, for that for sending in that question, and I do appreciate you enjoying the show. All right, so here we go.
Then we had Victor. Victor sent something in. I guess he must be out of Midland. Purchased some of your products in Midland. The atomic pineapple on our ribs was fire.
Oh, nice. Putting the atomic pineapple on your ribs. Well, thank you for, and if you bought it in Midland, thank you again for probably supporting a local store there or another small business other than myself. So thank you very much for shopping local and putting some TDs in your face. And I'm glad that you are willing to reach out to me and tell me about your experience. All right. So let's put these meatballs in our sub. Now you see how they're sticking up like that? Totally fine. Totally fine. We just want to get them in their little pocket so they stay right there. That's all we're looking for. Let me turn this around here and get to the other side. Man, how good did those look? Those actually look really good, huh? That's a pretty good shot right there. Those look really good. So I did these a couple years ago. I did these on the halftime quick recipe show, and it was really, really, really cold night. And I think the Bears had a game on. I want to say it was like a Monday night game or a Thursday night game, and it was like cold as shit. So I made these in my kitchen. That's where my kids cook. All right. And let's put just a little bit of sauce on the top here. Just so, and I think, and that's one thing too, my meatball subs, they better not be meatball sauce subs. Like they better have some sauce on it and the cheese, but they better not be completely soaked in too much. I don't want tomato sauce on garlic bread, all right? I mean, it's just like having marinara or tomato sauce on your garlic. Look at that big chunk of garlic there. That tomato. But yeah, that should be what I would call enough sauce. That looks pretty good. Looking pretty good over here. All right. So the next thing, here's what you want to do. This is the next part that is very, very crucial. What we want to do is that we want to push them all together, just like this. And what you're going to do is it's going to keep most of the cheese from running off on this side. Look at that. Line that one up pretty perfect in there right there. So we're going to put the cheese on here, right on the top. And just go ahead and let it fall down, because you want it to fall down, because it's going to kind of keep most of your sandwiches and stuff together, and it will keep it that nice stringy mozzarella that we really, really like. Cheese pools, right? Cheese pools. And I do have a kid that is pretty legendary at making homemade pizza rolls, and her cheese pools, yeah, it's like 2 arms lengths. Like you go one and then you can grab it again and go another one. She makes some pretty awesome homemade pizza rolls, because they're just crescent rolls with mozzarella cheese and I want to say it's pepperonis. And she rolls them up and she makes them herself. Look at that. How good does that look?
So Randy said, don't get any sauce on that shirt. You might have to take it back to Goodwill.
Dude, apparently you guys didn't notice that this Braves logo is outlined in gold. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got that.
You know what that means? Yeah. You know what that means? That means champion. All right. Yeah, that means championship. Yeah. So, all right. Last but not least, one thing that I really love now, and you can use oregano leaves or whole Mexican oregano. If you are shopping and you're looking for oregano, take your oregano and go with the whole Mexican oregano versus a regular oregano. Listen, Italians, you gotta give it up, dude. But that whole Mexican oregano just tastes so much better than any other kind of oregano. So if this oregano will actually get on what I'm trying to put it on instead of flying everywhere else. All right. Dude. So let me move this out here. So we can get a shot of these badass meatball subs going on the grill. And they're only going to be a couple more minutes left on it. All right, here we go. I'm going to do a Star Wars entrance.
Holy shit.
How good does that look, man? How good did those look? They look pretty awesome, don't they? So we're going to keep them pretty tight. We're going to keep them pretty tight. So
Panoki Barbecue, he says he's making tacos tonight, putting zesty taco in the meat and 3 chili cilantro in his beans. Can't wait.
Oh, nice. That sounds great, man. 3 chili cilantro in your beans, huh? Heck yeah. What? Let me know what kind of beans those are. I think that's Bart. Let me know what kind of beans those are, Bart. That sounds great, man. I kind of feel like some white beans or some country style beans. Some white beans would probably be fantastic with that, with the 3 chili cilantro. Maybe like some navy beans or something. I don't know. Sounds pretty good though, man. I'm definitely into it. So let me move this out of the way. This skillet is still so freaking hot. Not really that hot. It's hot enough. All right. Clean up for a moment.
Dude,
get my butter out of the way. What was that? What was that? I heard the Yankees. What?
They're trying to make a comeback. It's 3-1, and they have 2 runners on with 1 out.
Uh-oh. 2 runners on with 1 out, huh? Yeah. What inning is it? 8th inning?
The 6th, bottom of the 6th.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I thought it was the 6th inning when we started the show.
No.
I'm like, wait a minute. I could have sworn it was the 6th inning when we started this damn show. Maybe it was the 4th inning. All right. Now I'm going to crank this up.
Panoki just said, those sandwiches look great. Have you used any of your products yet?
No, I have not.
He doesn't use his own products, Panoki. Sorry.
Not today. Not today because I didn't make the meatballs. But if I did make the meatballs, look at that, dude. So freaking Randy. You jinx it, dude. I got tomato sauce all over my
pick that up on Tuesday.
I got tomato sauce. Oh, yeah. Maybe that's what he wants. Maybe he wants to go to Goodwill so he can pick up my championship Braves shirt. Maybe that's what it is. He's like, don't get. Look at that, dude. Oh, spaghetti sauce. Damn it, dude. Now I feel Italian. Now I feel a super Italian. All right, so get these guys over here. The cheese is starting to melt. So once that cheese gets melty, then we are going to be ready to put these TDs in our face. And I can't wait because I am hungry. So let's see here, man. Who we got? Let's see here. So Randy Pongratz. Oh, yeah. That was who it was. All right. Yeah, man, let me know if Randy Pongratz, because I know a couple Randys. And they all have very bad taste in their sports teams. So if you'll just, let me know which Randy you're talking about, so then I know which punch to pull out. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So Randy, he happens to be a Lions fan and a Detroit Tigers fan. So yeah, he makes very bad decisions. Very bad decisions.
Which is weird because the Lions went pretty far last year, and I think Detroit is leading their division. Oh, no, my bad. Detroit's way down there. My bad.
Yeah, dude, I was going to say, the Tigers aren't doing too well, dude. And I'm pretty sure that the Braves just had 3 days in Detroit, and I'm pretty sure we took that series 3-0. All right, come on, man. Get these sandwiches done. Turn the heat up. Oh, yeah.
So that's what you did back in the day. You sold cars or worked on cars and played video games. That's it?
So, I was assistant service manager or service consultant. And so when you took your car to the dealership and you said, hey, it's making this noise or I need an oil change or whatever's going on, that was what I did for about 12 years, I think, 10, 12 years, something like that. That's how I know. So a lot of guys on my fantasy football team and stuff like that, and a lot of guys like Randy. Yeah, Randy's one of the OG guys. I was in our original fantasy football group like almost 20 years ago. And so he actually sold cars. I didn't sell them, but he did. So that's how I know Randy. But yeah, some of my other buddies, they do the same thing. And they still work there.
For you.
All right. Now I'm going to hit some more oregano on there just so it can look really pretty. You're going to have to read that to me.
You got to do those Patton puffs, man. That Cheez-It puff snack. I know it would make a good live. That's from Mason Patton.
Yeah, dude, this is the guy. I met him in the, I think it was the All Subs last week or so. We were getting ready to head out and we were looking for snacks, and he said, you got to try these Cheetos or the Cheez-It puffs. And he said they call them Patton puffs is what they made them. And he's telling me, and I'm like, hey man, that sounds like a great idea. You should check out my lives. And I'm like, I'll have to do one of those one day. So yeah, man, make sure you stay tuned. Mason, and I will, I'll cue those up, man. Send me a message so I can get in touch with you, and we'll discuss how your recipe goes, and I'll see what we can do about that, man. And I'll see about how I can incorporate what products I want to do and see if we can come up with a different couple ideas. So send me a message, man, if you'd like, and we'll get those going.
Hey, you better check with him first. If he's a Phillies fan, we can't do the show.
Yes. Yeah. First off, before you send me a message, I need to know who your sports teams are, who your favorite sports teams are, and what other one is it? Where you're originally from, yeah, because that also helps. Because like I'm not like I don't discriminate against anyone, but what I'm gonna tell you is that I judge you solely based on your sports team's preferences. Because if you make bad choices and you want to talk shit like Cowboys fans and Phillies fans, that's fine. But yeah, dude, Phillies fans they curse the sanctuary. I brought a Philly fan in here and he cursed the sanctuary.
Dude, you may want to bring Mason on the show right away. Mason just jumped all over your fucking meatballs. He's a Braves fan.
Oh, he's a Braves fan. Hell yeah, dude. Chop on. Mason, you're welcome all the time. But yeah, I did run into, speaking of cursed, I did run into Isaac the other day at the gym, you know, and so we had to take a picture. I'm like, we are going to have to break this curse, dude. And he's like, no. And I'm like, yes, we are going to break this curse. I'm like, you have cursed me ever since you have came on my show. And I know if I would keep it down, I would get some more cheesy goodness on there. But I'm being really, really impatient right now. And I'm going to show you guys how one of the ways that you can do this. So the cheese is just about melty, but I want a nice crust on the top. And I don't want to get it too hot that it's going to burn the bottom of my buns. So if you're doing it on an oven or something like that, put it in the broil mode at this time. And that's where you're really going to shine on this. All right. So what I like to do is, oops, hold on. I got the wrong button. So one thing you can do to kind of speed up that process is that you can kind of sear up that cheese and make it like a cheese skirt.
So TD.
What's up, Robbie?
Are you and Mason going to make your own Braves version of Brokeback Mountain?
Yeah, dude. Yep. That's exactly what's going to happen.
I can't quit you in
right.
those pups.
Yeah, dude, I am. I'm going to have to make those because he was telling me about it. And it's funny because, like I said, this guy had no idea, that I had a cooking show on any of my on my social media and stuff, and this guy was just telling me his recipe right there in the gas station, and it was fantastic, man. So I appreciate you reaching out and telling me, man. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to get that going. All right, so now speed up the process a little bit on the outside of my buns here and my cheese, and I'm just looking for optimal cheese pool coming out of these, which is pretty damn close to right now. So I got these turned up, give it just another moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move everything over so I can bring them out. So they'll just be another minute or two. So let's get this put up here. And yeah, so anyways, back to I got to say this, man, back to the gamer thing, dude. Yeah, I got to say this, dude, because I want you to give me some respect on this because, yeah, my clan and I, I want to say it was like 2015, so it wasn't that long ago. My clan and I competed in the Halo World Championship. All right, we were in the bracket, the qualifier bracket, to go to the actual championship, and we placed 18th in the Halo World Series.
Damn.
So just want you guys to know, 18th. How many teams you had to qualify to get into the qualifier?
Yeah, but you placed 18th out of the qualifier out of how many teams? 17?
Oh, 17. Yeah, there was like 14, I think, 14, something like that. Yeah, like maybe 17,000. There was so many. And then at one point, I'm not kidding, dude. I'm not kidding. I'm not messing with you on this. I'm serious. Dude, and then at one point.
That's some Lovington math right there.
Dude, you can seriously ask my wife. She will tell you. My wife will tell you. She sat there on the couch while we competed in the Halo World Series, Halo World Championship. Sorry. And then the other thing that I got to say is at one point I was ranked in the top 5,000 of Gears of War.
Damn.
Yeah. So, and that's on Xbox Live, the entire Xbox Live, anyone playing Gears of War. So I used to be pretty good at video games. First-person shooter, or like in Gears of War, is a third-person shooter. It's like you're looking over the corner. All right, you guys ready? You got these lined up here. Let's get these meatball subs over here so the Braves can start smashing some home runs off of these damn meatballs. How do these look?
Oh, Susan from Goodwill just commented she'll take her shirt back tonight.
She's ready for her shirt from Goodwill. No, dude, this is not. I didn't get this from Goodwill. Did not get this from Goodwill. But it's going to end up there because now Randy cursed it, and then it got.
Randy needs to buy you a new shirt.
I you know what? I think that's true. Maybe I'm going to send him a message, be like, you know what? Now you need to buy me a new shirt, bro.
Look at those.
All right, these things are hot. They are extremely hot, but I want to show you. This is what I'm talking about the cheese pull. Are we ready? What? Hell yeah. How does that meatball sub stack up to your meatball sub? Look at this. Look at this. Flip it back up. Look at that shit.
God, Mason is all over your jock, dude. He said Gears is awesome.
So yeah,
Mason,
meatball subs.
Mason, I'm just busting your meatballs, dude.
Yeah, look at that. Look at those meatball subs. How do those look, man? And look, dude, I didn't even use a TD's Brew and Barbecue product on this today. Look at that. Are you getting down on these meatball subs?
We're getting down on them.
Oh, yeah. Check that out. I just want to keep looking at it, dude. I just want to keep looking at it. Look at that.
That's all I can do is look at it.
I know. Jealous.
I had never thought of turning it into a little boat, though. That is a good idea.
Absolutely, dude. And you cook it like this. When you cook it like this, you get like, you can put them in a whole tray. And that's the best part about it is that you can cook in the whole tray and you can cook whatever. So what I did, 3 meatballs per one. So I have 2 buns left. I have exactly enough meatballs in there to have 1 left over. 1 meatball left over in a package of buns. So the package of buns with 8 buns and a package of about 18 to 20 meatballs will make you dinner for as many people as you would like.
So that
not really for like 6 people.
The extra meatball is like the chef bonus then, right?
Yeah, it would definitely be the chef bonus. It would definitely be the chef bonus at the time. So I'm going to cut this bad boy in half just so you guys can see it in the cross section because I know that's what everybody on social media likes. So there you go. There's your cross section right there. And we got the pepperoncinis down here at the bottom. We got the meatball. And again, 3 meatballs, just like the AJ and Jimmy sub, just not the same size. These are the meatballs that you don't want to get caught looking when they throw this right down the middle. So everybody, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to put TDs in my face. I'm going to take this into my wife. We're going to get down. We're going to finish. We're going to get down on these meatballs, and we're going to finish watching the Braves game. To the Braves taking on the Yankees today. Oh, I got a quick joke for you, dude. Got a quick joke for you. What is the true definition of a Yankee, Robbie?
Holy shit, I don't know.
It's the same thing as the quickie, except you're by yourself. Hey, thanks everybody for joining. I'm TD, and this is TD's Brew and Barbecue.
Because they Yankeed it by themselves.
Yeah, you're reading into it wrong. Same thing as a quickie.